And welcome again, Internet, to the Skolo is Sick Hour. Today is day 1.5, because yesterday was only half a day, of me being sick. I am feeling better now than I was yesterday, but I was feeling better earlier yesterday than I was last night, which was a mild case of feeling like I wanted to curl up and die. Headaches, nausea, all that stuff no one really gives a damn about. My boss actually called me, well, my supervisor more accurately called me and said not to worry, if I wasn't feeling well, don't come in tomorrow, everything's under control, everything is fine, nothing is broken, and it's nice to know that I've got some air support that way. Right now, instead of tea, I have Florida orange juice. Oh, California orange juice. Because we don't want to ruin the environment by wasting all the carbon necessary to transport stuff across the country. And some chicken soup, which I am not going to eat in front of you because it's still cooling down. I see from my work email I've got a bunch of crap that I'm just going to have to read through because most of it has nothing to do with me whatsoever. Oh no, Inovia maintenance. Oh, I don't do anything with Inovia. Delete. So that's no big deal. I could do it now, but I'm sick. I'm not on the clock. And there'd probably be some silly California law against it or whatever. I've downloaded Loom from Steam, so I'm going to try playing that, see how that goes. I've found myself vaguely interested in playing Star Trek Online. Now me, I'm a Trekkie. I like Star Trek. And reading the future history they've got going from the end of Nemesis, which is unfortunate because Nemesis sucked, to 2409, when Star Trek Online takes place, is kind of interesting. It reads a lot like the future history that FASA and WizKids and Catalyst Game Labs developed for the Inner Sphere in Battletech. Now, I like me some Battletech too, because it's got huge, giant, stompy robots. But I'm not entirely sure that the Federation and the Alpha Quadrant in general needs a second succession war. And more importantly, I guess on the gripping hand, as you might say, I just don't really play massive multiplayer games that often, or enough to really support the investment. I don't have any interest in grinding long enough to mine for fish. And one of my big things with RPGs is I want to roleplay. I want to pretend I'm someone else. And yeah, that doesn't work on online games. Well, on most MMOs, for the simple fact that you've got a lot of people who are playing to win, and they have no interest in developing storylines. It's all get the gear, and I don't really have that sort of interest. Well. This is why I usually play tabletop role-playing games. The only problem being is getting people together to do that, and some freeform role-playing stuff online, which has actually worked out pretty well, but I'm not as active in that as I have been or possibly should be. Careful thing about me and should be, and I only use air quotes as a rhetorical method. I don't commonly use them, so please don't hate me. I do tend to take on things as terms of duty and obligation and whatnot, which is not really a good thing, but whatever. In this little spate of sickness, I'm allowing myself to be lazy and unproductive. And then I can go back to burning my candles at both ends in the middle once I get well again. And that being said, my current obligations are, conspiracies, of course. More conspiracies. Not counting work. Work is an everyday thing. I am designing a F4 Phantom 2 stuffed, I guess you can't really call it a stuffed animal, but like plushy type thing. Decorative pillow, I don't know. I'm not quite happy with how I've got the cockpit currently designed, so I'm going to have to redo that. But I'm going to redesign that and then break out the sewing machine and try it. So that'll be cool. Sometime before April, I need to make a costume for Renaissance Fair. I've decided to throw all caution in the wind, and I want to go as a flagellant. I'm going to look up medieval diseases, especially the ones that people thought were leprosy but actually weren't, like scalp conditions, various skin lesions, that sort of thing. Stuff that modern medicine and modern science have essentially eradicated. Put on some moulage wounds and whatnot to that extent. Moulage wound up the back, make a because it's going to be soft leather, for all intents and purposes, a kinky whip made that I can then whip myself with, get some tattered clothing going, and that could be fun, just for grins and giggles. My girlfriend has no interest in dressing up, and really hates it when people try to press her to dress up, so I'm not doing any such thing. I'm doing it because I want to. So you go. So I needed to learn how to do that. Other projects, I am drawing. I gotta draw whenever I get the bug up my ass to do so. I've got to make some more quests for my buddy, and at some point. And probably when I start feeling better, these vlogs will go back to me discussing deep thoughts that I've had, or things I want to discuss, rather than just me rambling on. Right now it actually is acting as something of a journal. And it's weird because I'm not a very open person. And that's part of the stated purpose of this, is to get me to practice, to be more open. I've also got to develop a science fictional physics regimen, so when I decide to start actually writing some science fiction, I'll have numbers and equations to make sure that things don't go completely out of whack and abusive and wanky. And that's about the extent of it. Very well, then. That pretty much concludes what I have to say. Leave comments, make video responses, get into extended sort of video discussions, accuse me of things, and then send me the video or start an argument. That'd be cool. I'm open and relatively free. Have fun, Internet.